long story short, I got a DUI with the kids in the car. And I enrolled myself in an outpatient program immediately. CPS, the following Monday, got a hold of me and said, look, we heard about the thing, but you're doing what you need to do, so we'll let you keep the kids. So I kept telling them, okay, I understand I'm getting myself an outpatient, and I'm not drinking and smoking weed, and I'm not doing none of that, but I still need to see a therapist. And so every day for 2-3 months, they kept telling me, no, can't help you. And then I got a second DUI with the kids in the car. That one I wasn't under the influence, but they were using my prior one that I hadn't even been seen in court for. It was practically duplicated. An interview with you already on your CPS page.
Awesome. Well, hi again.
Hi. So, I mean, I'm glad to get through because I've tried several times to get through. It's really hard. I've been following Vince for close to 6 years now, and never had the money to hire him, but I definitely was hoping that I could get some advice, at least maybe even try to talk to him at his office privately.
Perfect.
If
now's a great time.
Okay, good. So right now I'm on case number 3. My kids were taken originally in the beginning in 2015 because my ex had done some sexual things with my oldest child, and I didn't find out until 2 months after I left him, and the police and CPS were involved, and by then I was on my own, working full-time, taking care of 4 kids, and working and had a house, a job, everything. And because of the sexual battery, I was begging CPS to help me because mentally it was eating me up. And for about 2.5-3 months, because they originally came in and said that they were planning on removing my children from me because they know my family history of the drug use, and because I had passed all these drug tests and I was being honest with them and I wasn't going back to my abuser and my child's abuser, they let me keep the kids, but they opened a family maintenance case. So throughout that time, I was begging and begging and begging, please help me. I need a therapist. And I lived in 29 Palms at the time. There was maybe one grocery store, one therapist, one everything. And they kept telling me every day, it was documented every day, that the judge hadn't signed off on a referral. So I had, long story short, I got a DUI with the kids in the car. And I enrolled myself in an outpatient program immediately. CPS, the following Monday, got a hold of me and said, look, we heard about the thing, but you're doing what you need to do, so we'll let you keep the kids. So I kept telling them, okay, I understand I'm getting myself an outpatient, and I'm not drinking and smoking weed, and I'm not doing none of that, but I still need to see a therapist. And so every day for 2-3 months, they kept telling me, no, can't help you. And then I got a second DUI with the kids in the car. That one I wasn't under the influence, but they were using my prior one that I hadn't even been seen in court for. It was practically duplicated. And I hired a Beverly Hills attorney because I filed my taxes. And CPS came in after the second one and said, here, we're taking your kids. So they told me, do you want your daughter, who was already sexually abused by your 2 younger girls' father, to go into foster care and be further traumatized, or do you want to give her to her dad? And her dad was saying, oh, I'll let you see her, and he's another one of my abusers. But I didn't want my daughter to be traumatized anymore, so I let her go with her dad, and CPS took my 2 younger girls into custody. And when she was coming to remove my kids, she was holding a piece of paper in her hand, and she hands it to me, and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. The judge did sign off on this referral." And I looked at the date on it. It was 2 days before my first DUI. So I was thinking to myself, wow, I could have really got some mental help there 2 days before my first DUI, which is the one I do admit that I was drinking and I did drive. And then the second one, so the Beverly Hills attorney came in, and he went to court, and he said, "Sherlyn, I think we're going to win this case." And I was like, "Why? How?" And he said they practically duplicated the reports. They basically, their word, they messed up somewhere, somehow, some way, and God was on my side, and I was going to win both DUIs. And the first one I was guilty of, but the second one I wasn't. It didn't matter. He said, no, you're going to win. So I tell CPS, look, they said I can win my case, but I still will continue to do outpatient. I'll do therapy. I'll do everything. And they said, well, no, do you want your kids to go to their pedophile father, or do you want a chance to save them? And I said, of course, I don't want them to go with him. So they told me to take the...
What does she need from you, Vince?
Endangerment. Okay. So I did that. Sure. I ended up going through... Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What question did you want to ask us?
My question was, is that they coerced me into pleading, guilty, taking on felony counts, just constantly, making me fearful of my children going to their pedophile father and my old rapist, my other child's father. And then I submit and I do everything that they tell me to do, and they still come in and they still remove my kids, and they still make it virtually impossible for me to get them. I'm now on my third case because of the fear that they've instilled in me and my kids, and the bad choices I made because of the fear. And we're at I already had a trial. They offered reunification services. I turned it down. I wanted to take it to trial. I went to trial. I lost that because I had inadequate, counsel. He didn't allow me to do anything. He didn't file any paperwork. He didn't file any evidence. I lost the trial. I did file for an appeal, and I did get the appeal. They gave me an attorney. She's from New York. She's saying that she's going to review everything, but basically it doesn't mean that I'm going to get another trial. I need someone else to help me, to come in and help me. I need some advice on what it is I can do.
Someone to do your appeal or to represent you in the trial court?
I've already done the trial. So I have an appeals attorney that was assigned to me from New York, but I'm afraid that it might not be enough. I need some further help. I need somebody else to look a little bit deeper into this case, because these social workers were the reason for why they removed my kids.
2 minutes.
Remember, I asked her, why are you taking my kids from me? And she said, you never should have called my superiors, because I filed several complaints on her with the civil rights offices and with the CPS, and she told me that. And then they also pretended to be therapists on Zoom for me and my kids for 6 months. Mm-hmm. That's illegal. I thought that's a violation. I don't know. Sherlyn, I can prove a lot of the things that I'm saying. I need some help.
Sherlyn, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to sit down either on the phone or in person with your appellate attorney. Generally, the people that are appointed by the Court of Appeals are, they're excellent attorneys, very experienced and very knowledgeable. So what I'd like you to do is sit down with him or her on the phone or in person and have a meeting with them. Once you have that meeting, you will be able to tell if that's an attorney that you can work with. I suspect that it might be an attorney you can work with. But if it isn't, I want you to call me back at my office, 888-888-6582, 888-888-6582, and I'll see what we can do to help you, okay?
Appreciate you.